So you've already done one of the short practices on this site to warm up, and you're still on the ground. So we'll start from having done a few of the previous postures, and we'll bring the knees in, hands on top of the kneecaps, circling round over the lower back, easing out any tension in the lower back. And rolling one way and then the other. And any points of pain or discomfort or just tightness in the lower back, pause on that area and breathe in from the ground as if you're breathing the liquid breath in. Here comes the dog to join in. As if you're breathing a liquid breath in, and then let the liquid breath dissolve back down into the earth from that area. And you can spend as long as you need to on that. That's quite a nice practice in and of itself, of just that breathing into the pelvis from the ground and back out into the ground. And then we'll come into a supine forward bend. So we'll have the right foot on the ground. We'll do a one-legged supine forward bend. Right foot on the ground on the outside edge, resting into the earth. Left hand on the outside edge of that left foot. And rather than pulling that foot in, you want it in line with the leg. Right hand resting on the forehead, and a nice open throat. We're not closing the throat off and pulling the chin in. We're letting there be space between the chin and the chest. And you rest the head back into the earth. That will already give you a little bit more openness in the pelvis. And I'm being tickled by my bracelet. And in that position, just relax. Relax the pelvis into the ground, relax the shoulders, and feel out with both outside edges of the feet. But not just from the feet. That movement comes from a kind of spiraling outward that starts in the inner thigh. And you're feeling out with the foot. Knees are relaxed, acting as if the knees aren't even there, and it's just a connection between the foot and the hip. And you should start to feel, even just with that bit of feeling out with the foot, that there's a little bit of rotation in the inner thigh. Well, then take a breath. On the out breath, dissolve the breath out away from the leg. So you're dissolving the breath into the earth. The lower belly starts to draw in, and you get this feeling that the breath is going to just come away from that leg. At the same time as you're dissolving the breath out on each out breath, the toes are looking forward. It's like you've got eyes on the toes, or maybe you've got puppet string attached to the toes. And it's the toes that open up the leg. So you're still feeling the ground. Each out breath, you're dissolving the breath away from this leg that's coming up. A deep breath in, dissolve the breath away from it. And as you dissolve the breath away, it should just start to feel like it's almost opening of its own accord. Knee is completely soft, not pulling the action. And this feeling of being a little bit too short in the arms, we just dissolve the arm back through the shoulder socket, back to the spine where it belongs. And that relaxing back through the arm from the touch of the hand will also allow the leg to open. So into a rhythmic pulsing out breath, dissolving the breath into the ground away from the leg, so that it becomes a softness, not a fight to open the leg. Once the leg is open, then breathing out through the toes, lengthen out through the toes, relax back through the ankle, and you get a little bit of the leg coming away from the body feeling. Creating space here, leg opening up into the space behind it. Let go of the pelvic floor, let the leg settle down into the hip socket. And I'm not reaching up with the head, I'm resting down with the head, resting back with the arm, resting the thigh bone down into the hip socket. And then we'll bring that leg in. You can maybe do that one more time on that side. Otherwise we'll land the left foot on the ground. Do the same on the right side, so right foot, right hand, and I'm not gripping, but I'm comfortably holding, and I'm relaxing back from there. So I'm relaxing back through the arm, back through the elbow, back through the shoulder, right back to where my arm originates from, right back to the spine, as if this whole thing from the collarbone out to the elbow is my shoulder or my wing, and this is my arm. So hand on the forehead, untucking the chin, feel the ground with the outside edge of the left foot and feel into the hand with the outside edge of the right foot. One of my habits there, I'm kind of wanting to get into the posture before I'm there, so I'm just going to relax the leg down, relaxing the head into the earth. Already that gives me a little bit more openness in the pelvis. And then I'm feeling out of the outside edge of both feet, allowing that to give me a little bit of rotation into that hip socket. And then I'm just going to breathe and dissolve the breath out away from the leg, down into the earth. As I feel out with the toes, just looking out with the toes. Keeping on dissolving away from the leg. And I can add in just touching with the ball of the foot now, just sensing space with the ball of the foot. Let that thigh bone respond by settling back into the hip socket. Really dissolving the breath away from the leg so that you're not fighting against yourself with the breath. Settle back through the arm into the spine, through the shoulder socket. That actually gives me a little bit more opening in the leg. And then take a breath, breathing out through the toes, back through the ankle. And then bring the leg down. Let's have feet together, knees out wide, fingertips together, elbows out wide above the head. And resting the feet into each other, resting the fingertips into each other, particularly on the out breath. Just feeling the sort of contact that you need to open the pelvis, to open the chest. And enjoying that openness. Lovely, and then we'll bring the legs in. Prepare to come into a little bit of bridge, and feeling, let's have the hands in a gentle clasp above the head. I haven't actually got enough space to get the angle I need. There we go. And kind of clasping the hands together enough to feel supported back through the shoulders into the earth. Not a tightness, so you're getting tight pectoral muscles and tightness in the chest, but like you're trying to hold on to something precious in the palms, not let a butterfly fly out from in between the palms, and feeling the shoulders earth and the back of the head earth. We're going to use Kapalabhati breath to bring us up into bridge. So take a nice wide, deep breath through an open pelvic floor. And on the out breath, squeezing the pelvic floor up, lower belly back towards the spine to send the breath up the spine. Put weight down through the feet on an out breath, just allowing the pelvis to come off the ground, and carry on with that out breath. Squeezing pelvic floor up, lower belly back, sending the breath up the spine as you touch the ground through the feet. letting that breath ripple through the spine. And then maybe you can use your hands to just feel like you're drawing the lower belly up towards you. It's a kind of drawing in, a scooping up. Nothing going on in the lower back or the buttocks, that's all rested. Knees and shins resting forward into space. Take a breath and then land down through your shoulders, down through your feet. Feel that earthing you at either end. Do that a couple more times. And then gently lowering the spine down. Maybe bring the hands down as well, perhaps on the forehead, resting between the eyebrows. And just resting the pelvis down, completely letting go as you land. Untuck the pelvis as you come down. And then maybe a little bit of a rolling twist, side to side. Undoing any tension in the lower back. Just looking at my feet to see that they are completely connected. I'm not just flopping my legs and my feet are doing nothing. That's a nothingness. I've got feet connected. They are wanting to feel the ground. They're supporting back through the leg into the hip joint so that everything is connected. And rolling through to the other side, feeling the pelvis giving the weight down into the ground, directly down. Feeling the hips open, this nice feeling across here when you roll over to one side, this openness in the waist. And the head is connected to the ground and you get this feeling of that it's the spine moving the head. So it's not me rolling it side to side using my neck muscles, it's the spine and the pelvis. Pelvic girdle comes across to one side and that sends a twist through the spine and the head will roll because it's on the end of the spine. Then come back to centre. It'd be quite nice, I think, to bring the knees in again, feet together, knees out wide, holding onto the outside edge of both feet and just rocking side to side. And we'll come into full happy baby. So hands together in a prayer position, thread them through the centre of the legs, wrap them around the outside of the feet. Feet come apart and they rest directly over the knees. You're going to take a deep breath in. On the out breath, feeling up with the feet and down with the knees with equal touch, like you're in a bubble and you're wanting to, what do you want to do? Touch the top of the bubble and the bottom of the bubble. Top of the bubble with the feet, bottom of the bubble with the knees, and you just let go in the spine, in the head touches the ground. You get that sort of opening in the spine lengthening down. Take a breath then. On the out breath, send the feet up towards the ceiling, hands up towards the ceiling. Deep breaths in and just drop the fluid body, the shoulders, the hips, the back of the head into the earth on the out breath. Feeling a lightness in the arms and legs, hopefully. And then we'll circle hands and feet round, circling one way and then the other. So that's quite a nice small sequence on the ground. I'm going to turn this off and record another one of a bit of a standing sequence so I don't have too long to upload. So enjoy, and any contraindications for the breath work, just taking it as gently as you can. Thank you.